Welcome to Lined Musings. Today we have an unboxing video. I recently made a purchase at Apple Boom. Actually made two purchases, but today we are just unboxing this one here. It is the Esterbrook Estie Jurassic pen. And I have wanted an Esterbrook Estie pen for quite some time now. I initially wanted the Evergreen pen that came out a couple years ago, but I never was able to get my hands on that. And this one is quite similar, but it's got a purple tinge to it instead of the various shades of greenish blue. And a majority of my fountain pen collection is leaning green, so it's actually nice to have something that has green but also still some purple in there as well. Okay, and this is the box. Super cute, very on theme with the Jurassic name of the pen. And I'll just flip this around so you can see how it looks on all sides. I really am a sucker for packaging, so I do quite like the design of this Jurassic pen box. I think for just their regular range, they just have a red and white box. Alright, let's pop open this bad boy. So we have the Esterbrook fabric red box. I'm not usually a fan of red, but this box is quite lovely with that material. And here we have the pen. I believe that is a warranty card, a little Apple Boom sticker, and of course the beautiful Jurassic Estie pen. I'll just open this up to see what's actually in there. Alright, a cute little card. Okay, that must be a warranty card. Just a little QR code that will link me to whatever form it is I need to fill out. And then we've got this, which I'll use for ephemera to mark my new pen day. And it looks like we also have an ink cartridge here. And it looks like a black one. It's very similar to the Kaweco one. Let me just double check and see if they are the same. So on the left we have the Esterbrook cartridge, and on the right the blue one is the Kaweco. I guess they do look the same, and I think the Kaweco, or the Estie as well, is an international standard ink cartridge. Alright, I've made you wait long enough. Let's take a proper look at the Esterbrook Estie Jurassic pen. And let's just hope my camera behaves today and focuses when it is supposed to focus. Alright, here we go. So that is a close-up look of the beautiful Jurassic pen. And you can see these various shades of green and the purple that I mentioned earlier. And of course you can see the beautiful gold trim as well. Let me just take you a little closer so you can see this beautiful resin finish. I love that it looks like shards of green and purple glass. So beautiful. Okay, let's open this up and have a look at the nib. I also really love the gold plated clip here as well. And we've got some additional gold plated little bands, and of course the Jowo number 6 steel nib. I hope I am pronouncing that right, but I believe it is a German nib brand. And I will just show you as well, it has a cushion cap closure, and that just helps to keep the ink from drying out. Just trying to demonstrate the resistance here, but yeah, that's the cushion cap. And the next thing I wanted to do was compare it with some of my other fountain pens that I have in my collection, just so you can see how it compares from a size perspective. So here we have the Pilot Custom 823, which is the largest pen in my collection. And I have a feeling that they'll be about the same size. Let's have a look. Okay, so here we have the Pilot 823 gold nib, And you can see it is a lighter shade of gold, but it is 14 karat gold as opposed to the Esterbrook, which is a steel nib. I've also got my Platinum 3776 Ishigaki pen here. Again, a lighter shade of gold, but this one is a gold nib. And the Esterbrook looks like it is ever so slightly longer and also about the same width at the largest width point. So I would say that the nib is about the same size as the Pilot 823, however it is a steel nib and it is just slightly smaller than the Platinum 3776 nib. Future Amanda here, just popping in this clip because I wanted to compare the size of the pens. I've just got this little pen holder here that I got from Etsy. I will link it down below. It's even got this personal engraving and it comes in a lighter shade as well. But I thought I would use this to pop the pens on so we can compare them from a length perspective. So I'll just grab the Pilot 823 again, both cigar shaped pens and both very, very similar lengths, if not exactly the same. And then of course I've got my Platinum 3776 Century pen in the Ishigaki color, and it looks like it is about 1.5 centimeters shorter than the Estie. And the next pen is a Sailor 1911S, just popping this one in for size as it is a cigar shaped sailor for all you sailor lovers out there. So I'd say that's about a 1.5 centimeter difference. And then of course we have the Sailor Pro Gear Slim. This is the Nagasawa Hamori B, and I would say that's about a 2 centimeter difference. Maybe even 2.5 actually. So clearly, as you can see, the Esterbrook Estie Jurassic and just the general Estie range is quite a large pen. And I would say it is akin to the Pilot 823. And then from there in my collection, the next largest one is the Platinum 3776. I hope you found that helpful. I just thought it might be if you have smaller or larger hands. But anyway, I'll just pop in the rest of the video here. And as per usual, I would like to ink up this pen and show you how it performs. Now I'm pretty sure it has a converter inside because I could feel it rattling around. Let's have a look. Yep, there it is. I think it's also worth mentioning, because I bought this through Apple Boom, they do have a tuning service, so I did opt for that, and I think that might be why this is a little bit wet. But yeah, since I have gotten my Nagasawa Hamori B and it did not perform well upon opening, if there is a free nib tuning service, I am totally opting for that. So hopefully this writes super well. And it looks like it just takes a standard international converter. But if I do recall correctly, this pen, this Jurassic pen, does also come in the piston fill version, which I think is more appropriate for people who like to use the same ink for a really long period of time. Okay, now for the fun part, pen testing. Let me just go grab my commonplace notebook. This is just in the Hobonichi Day Free notebook, which has Tomoe River paper in it, and this is the Tomoe River S paper. First, let's select an ink to ink up this pen with. I am thinking purple, and I do have a decent collection here. I'm also not averse to selecting a blue for this pen. This Date Kokoro looks really nice against this pen, and it does have a nice sheen to it as well. And I'm not sure I've actually used this ink before. A friend of mine, Lindy, gave me a sample of this one and it is just beautiful. There's these lighter inks here as well, but they have shimmer in them, so I don't want to risk that just yet, not on a new pen. I also have a large collection of green inks, and a lot of these would match pretty well with the pen, like this Curaganero one, or this J. Urban one I have here. But again, I don't want to ink it up with a shimmer ink at this point. We've got Dominant Industry Forest. That's a beautiful match. But I really do think I will ink this up with a purple, just because I have a lot of pens inked up with green at the moment. It's very hard to resist the urge to ink up all my pens with a green, just because that is my favorite color. But let's mix it up a little and go with the original pen, purple. Even Cradle Mountain could be a really nice one. Or we could go with the holiday season theme and go with this Deck the Halls shimmer ink. Or we could go with a safe Pilot Oroshizuku ink. I do feel like Dateka Koro is going to be the winner here, just because I haven't used it yet, I don't think. And I think it'll go really nicely with the pen. Just going to flip over to a new blank page so that I can do a new pen day pen test page. Okay, I'm just going to go grab that Dateka Koro sample tube and ink up this pen. Okay, I just want to show you as well. I've got this Fluorite mineral rock, which I think really closely resembles the colours on this Jurassic pen. And it is one of my favourite gems, so I just thought I'd show you that. And I have the sample tube here ready to ink up this pen. And I have my little sample tube holder. This is something I just made randomly at a pottery class, and it just coincidentally fit sample tubes, so I just was lucky there. And I'm just going to go ahead and ink this, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, I had to resort to dipping the pen into some ink because I forgot that it was tuned and there was a bit of water in there already, but it looks like that is doing the job. And this is a fine nib. I did forget to mention that earlier, but it does also come in a special Fude nib as well. But I wasn't keen on that just because I've tried Fude nibs previously and they just aren't for me. But if you're into it, definitely check it out. From what I can feel already, it does have lovely feedback. Nothing like the Sailor, but close to it. And it is a fine nib, but I would say it is a bit more like a Sailor medium, if anything a bit thicker than a Sailor medium. It probably writes like a TWSBI fine. I don't have my TWSBIs inked up right now, so I can't compare it, but my TWSBI fine writes very similarly to this one here. It doesn't really have a flex nib, but it is kind of bouncy. More so than my Pilot 823 All Platinum pens, so there's that. And I am really enjoying the writing experience with this pen, especially for a steel nib. I will say, for a steel nib pen, it is on the more expensive side. It is actually equivalent to the price of some gold nib pens out there, but with this writing experience, I would say it's worth it. What I'll do now is I'll do some pen tests with my other pens, just so you can compare the size of the nibs of some other standard pens out there. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, all done. I actually meant to write Pelican M400, but that's fine. And I'll just try to zoom in here. Yeah, so I would say closer to a Sailor medium, but also thicker than a Sailor medium. I couldn't locate my TWSBI, to compare, but I would say that it is very similar to a Twisby fine. If anything, something between the Sailor Medium and the Pelican fine. And that would be expected because we know that Japanese nibs tend to be thinner than Western nibs. I guess that pretty much takes us to the end of the video. I hope that unboxing and review and pen test was helpful, and if you are looking to purchase this pen, then I think it is a great purchase. I think it is beautiful, and especially if you were after the Estie Evergreen pen that was released a couple years ago. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, bye!